So, Torben, you just spent 412 days in prison in the United States, and you were able to offer updates occasionally. But what we haven't really heard is you describing in detail what it was like in the prison. This is a drawing that a fellow inmate made of your cell.
Yeah.
Can you just hold that paper up and explain to us what your cell was, what was your daily routine?
The cell, I spent more than a year in this one. The first 10 days was isolation in one like this, and then there was almost a month in a 4-man cell, and then around a year in this one. So it's my cell, B6N, bunk beds in one side, and then we have a shower, hot and cold water, 4 seconds, push, 4 seconds, push. And then we have a toilet and a sink and a mirror. It's like 9 times 13 feet. So we could go out in the dorm when we are not in lockdown. But I spent 22 hours per day in there, also because most people spoke Spanish. And there was a lot of noise outside, and the TV was running in Spanish. And the noise was very hard. So I spent most time in my cell. How was it to be in jail? It was more than a year, and because of that, there was seasons of different things, of being traumatized, being in shock, but there was also beautiful seasons. Firstly, I've never been handcuffed before. I've never been arrested before. I've never been in a jail before. So just getting handcuffs on was the first shock. When I was put in isolation, it was like a bad movie. The only thing I've seen from a jail was in a movie, and it really looked like a movie where I was very colorless. The cell I was put in, it was nasty, mold on the ceiling, drawings, leftover underwear, leftover garbage, thing, mattress, and then you're just put in and close the door. And I was there for 10 days first, and it was really, really shocking. And there in those 10 days, it was like a roller coaster, like crying, being in shock, praying. I got a Bible, kissing the Bible, hugging the Bible. And a lot of things happened in short days. It was very hard in the beginning. You have no papers to write with, no Bible, nothing to do, and you are just there. It was very cold there where I was, so I actually slept in my jumpsuit. And I did not, even I took a shower every day. When I finally came out, the first thing they said was, you stink. That was the first comment, you stink. And but I've taken a shower, but I've been sleeping and spending 10 days in the same clothes. But then I was taken out from isolation and put into a dorm, and that was scary. That was scary to be around a lot of criminal people, a lot of people who have committed murder, people who have been in jail for 20 years, and there was a fight almost starting as soon as I came, because I was standing in line for the phone, and then the phone was free, and I grabbed the phone and wanted to call my wife, and I found out that it was the black phone. And the black people started to shout, why do he use our phone? And he should use the other phone, but the other phone was for the Spanish people. And I stood there like, I'm white, I'm not Spanish, I'm not black, and what phone to use? And it was scary, and I just wanted to go back to isolation again. I put me back in my cell, because to be around a lot of people there, it was scary. And I would say the first month, it was unreal, and I was convinced I should be out every day because I've done nothing wrong. Why am I not out? And it's a very humiliating, very humble experience. To the way you get the food to a hole in the door and just a brown bag, and you take it in, and 2 pieces of bread and a peanut butter and a jelly. An apple. One day a week we got eggs, 2 eggs, and then we could change the eggs with other people, and then we sat there and with the peanut butter and jelly and all of that, and then the other food, and it was hard. And you don't sleep. There's just you don't get a lot of sleep. They turn off the light at 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then there is the shout for medication with the people who have to have medication at around 4:30, and you wake up there. So that year, the most I got in one go was like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and then you try to sleep a little later and wake up, and it's just a different world. And when I've been there so long time, in a way, I was almost afraid to get out. It's weird to understand, because I was like, I got used to this routine, used to this way of living, and having my 9.13 feet, and it was my world, and I somehow felt home actually there, and I had my routine with my peanut butter and bread, and I knew how things was going. I knew the program, like Tuesday change clothes, Friday change clothes, Wednesday change the blanket, and when we could go out to rec, and I knew what was going on. There was no windows in the dorm. There was a window up in the ceiling, but you could only see if the sun was shining, it was light or dark, and then it was the same colorless walls and the same half depressed people who came in there. No one wanted to be there, and especially like birthdays and Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year and all of that. Everything was more heavy. But there was also a season where we saw God move. I did meetings, I did teaching, I wrote books, and so like many things happen outside in a year, many things happen inside during a year like that. But it was truly the hardest I've ever tried.